Matt and I review a lot of keyboards on the channel, and we're pretty biased when it comes to loving compact keyboards like TKLs and 60 and 65%. And we hear you guys loud and clear in the comments that you guys want to see more full-size keyboards on the channel.
We have the RT98 from Epomaker, and our friends at Epomaker were nice enough to sponsor this video to showcase this really cool keyboard that has some modular keyboard features, a built-in mini screen, and a lot of customization that can be done via their software, while being a retro-style keyboard that has a 101 key layout that is very unique. We'll talk more about that during the unboxing, but disclaimer, every time Epomaker sponsors these videos, they really give us a lot of leeway to give our feedback on these mechanical keyboards. Even though this is a sponsored video, we will give our full opinion on what we think about it and whether it's good for you, or if it's more recommended to look at some other options from them as well, because they have a ton of cool keyboards we really like. They appear in all our roundup videos for the most part, so I'm excited to unbox this keyboard, see what it's all about, test its modular features, and show you guys why it might be the keyboard for you. So don't waste any more time and open it up.
All right, so we have a full-size keyboard that we're not really new to the idea of full-size. I mean, you know, we grew up with full-size keyboards. We eventually moved over to compact keyboards. But what makes this one very unique, as Matt said, is that, for one, it has a screen on it. So it's going to be kind of retro-inspired, but with a TFT display. And the other thing that makes it really cool is the fact that it is modular, meaning you can move some stuff around on this keyboard.
Now, I see the retroness. It has that classic beige look to it with a few accent colors built in.
Look behind us.
I mean, where is this? Yeah, here we go. Here's a little inspiration right here. Here's the OG from IBM. We were looking this up. The 101 key layout is actually an IBM layout.
Yeah, and actually, I mean, it's pretty similar, but you can see where this modern keyboard, they did some space saving actually. So it's not quite as big, which is nice, so it still takes up a little less room. But what makes this keyboard really cool is the fact that you can actually swap which side the number pad is on. And what's also cool is you can actually take off the screen if you're just not wanting it there at the time.
So yeah, we'll go ahead and go inside the box here and pull out the screen, because that is the one thing that is not included in shipping, because I'm assuming it's just a little bit awkward to wrap a mold around it. But here is the screen, which they have labeled TV.
It's like literally a mini TV.
And with their software, you can put animated GIFs on it. You can do a bunch of cool stuff with it, which we'll be testing the software later in this video. And boom.
TV.
Just like that, you got a cool little TV that you can do some stuff with. Let's go ahead and take the peel off.
It really is like a little baby monitor or TV.
And all this is controlled via an online software, which is the best part. So you don't necessarily need to download any software, which we love to say here at the Toasty Bros, because downloading software normally isn't the best thing in the world, but having an online software makes it super easy and user-friendly.
Okay, so before we actually start looking at the keyboard a little more, let's talk about just some of the outside features. So firstly, we have dual mode flip up feet. So you have 3 levels of height. You can just go flat, you can get the in between, or you can go full height, which is usually my preferred method. Anti-slip here on the feet as well. And then on the back side, we actually have our dongle, which is conveniently placed so that you don't lose it, because you know we love losing these little dongles. So that's for 2.4 gigahertz. It also has USB-C for direct connectivity and charging, and then it has tri-mode switch right here. So you can go between 2.4 gigahertz, USB, and Bluetooth. And as you can see, 800 milliamp hour battery installed.
And the other accessories that do come in the box are as follows. We have a braided USB-C to USB-A cable. We also have the switches that come with this keyboard with an included tool that'll allow you to, I'm assuming, do the swapping that we need. Yes, a little Allen key to be able to do the modular swapping. These are creamy jade switches. They are not Hall effect. They are just standard mechanical switches, but they are a nice sounding switch we will be doing a typing test on so you can hear what they sound like. You also get some more replacement keys, which have command options. So if you are going to use Mac OS, you can swap the Windows key for command. And we have a keycap puller and switch puller because it is a hot swappable keyboard.
Yeah, very nice. I mean, very nice. Actually sounds really good. And that's another thing too, is mechanical keyboards are still absolutely amazing. They're still kind of your more budget option. And the fact that this one's full size, I think there's going to be a lot of people who would really love having this keyboard in chat.
I mean, speaking of chat, we stream over on twitch.tv/ToastyBros.
Yeah, we do. I'm doing a live stream right now. But yeah, as you guys can see, really good looking keyboard. I like that we had the IBM Model M back there to kind of compare it to as well. Matt, you want to? Yeah, I got it. I'll pull an escape key. How about that?
Pull an escape. See those creamy jade switches?
They do sound really good. Very cool.
Oh, you took the whole thing with it.
Took the whole thing with me.
Took the whole damn thing.
All right, well. You know what, that'll help us with our close-up. So we have a cherry style stem. These are Epomaker in-house brand. They are your standard, what would that be, a five stem, maybe. 5-prong, 5-stem. They do have south-facing RGB, and I think that's about it. I mean, linear, sounds pretty good. the travel's pretty nice, and they're not super hard to actuate.
So yeah, we'll get this hooked up. I guess we'll see. The RGB should be on with wireless because, well, wireless keyboard. See if it's charged.
It's coming. There
it is. So yeah, RGB, it is a little bit hard to see because these are not shine-through keycaps, but it is nice to have some backlighting on a keyboard like this, even though it's retro. You know, bring it into the 21st century with a bit of RGB lighting, but everything looks pretty good. Now, software is great and all, but if you want to just control the RGB on the keyboard, not to worry about anything else, there are some key functions you can use to change the RGB. Looking at the manual here, we have brightness adjustment with function Z. Function plus dash will change the backlight speed. You can change the backlight effects with function plus the backslash, which will do function here. There you go. You can change the different RGB modes. A bunch of different ones that are pre-installed on the keyboard, so you don't have to dive into software if you don't want to, which now we're on another reactive mode. That's pretty cool. And you can do the brightness with function up and down arrow keys. So pretty cool. Very basic functionality, but it is very similar to other keyboards on the market.
Normally we just go straight into the typing test, but I think we should try to actually test out this modular functionality.
So how this works is the two different modules kind of sit inside the frame of the keyboard. Then you would use these Allen keys, or this Allen wrench, to kind of go through. And
I think you're tightening it.
Yeah, I was tightening it. I was like, that seems really the wrong way. Now, I will say, I think a cooler version, but honestly, engineering-wise, might be a little bit difficult, would be more of like a hot swap style where you can kind of just disconnect and connect the keyboard. But I understand that might be a bit of a challenge logistically, because this is something that I wouldn't be doing mid-game or anything, you know? It's like I'd be doing this once and then kind of committing to it for a long time, unless I'm just somebody who's like, I'm gonna start my day by swapping my layout on my keyboard.
I could see this being, I was kind of thinking like, who would this be for? Because I'm like, this isn't a super traditional thing, so it's not like someone's like, oh, I'm left-handed, I'm gonna move my number pad, since every other keyboard's normally like that. But I think it'd be really cool for almost like function keys. So if you're in like a big WoW player or like a MOBA player, you could have all of those keybinds be on your left side instead of all the way over to the right. All right, so Matt and I took out all of those screws on the back and bottom side. And so what you're gonna be left with is basically this, right? And so this part's a little bit of a process, so we figured why not show you guys how to do it real quick. So this is going to be attached. So you're gonna wanna take this off real carefully. So I'm gonna try to get the best angles here for Jonah. So the first thing you need to do is disconnect this. Now, I found that you could actually just use your keycap puller or your switch puller, and you just want to get under there, or you can use a pair of tweezers, and it works just like a standard ribbon cable, kind of like for like a laptop or anything else like that. And then you can basically take this, because they give you some extra cable length, and just kind of set it over there for now. Now while you have this out, you are going to need to move it to the other side.
And for those following along at home, you are realizing this is not really, once I said all the screws, it's not really like, hey, I just feel like swapping it today kind of thing. It's more of a, you're gonna wanna pick your preference and then do this, and then you're kind of with that keyboard. Yeah, you can do it as much as you want, but I wouldn't really recommend swapping it on the regular.
Hey, you might get good at it if you do it enough,
You might get really good.
All right, we're gonna flip it up one more time. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that up. We can just use our nail. And then I'm gonna put this next to it like that. Matt's gonna hold that for me.
Maybe it's like, maybe you're an accountant and it's tax season, you know?
Ooh, yep.
From gamer mode to tax mode.
Yep.
They definitely did this in a way that I wouldn't have thought they would have done. But anyways, all right. All right, so we got our ribbon cable swapped over. Now let's see if it's just as easy as we can just place the stuff where it needs to go. Make sure all of our rubber's in the right spot. How's the back looking? Are we hanging off or anything? We're a little...
The rubbers are up. Is it the cable folded?
No, cable's not even near it right now. Oh,
the one that's twisted right there.
There's another cable. How about that?
There we go.
Did that put us where we need to be?
Yep.
Looks like
it. And that's on there. Oh, that one kind of clicked in. Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
So that does hold in. There you go.
There we go. All right. Now flip it back over and put the screws back in.
Boom. Just like that, see? So we can show you guys right now, we'll put the screws in, but yeah, now it's on this side minus that. There we go, it doesn't even get screwed in. But hey, we'll make sure everything works, obviously, but again, it's a little bit of a process, but it is an added feature to a keyboard at this price point that may not have it, and it may be useful for you guys at home.
So Matt's putting the keyboard back together, but one thing that's for sure is you guys want to hear how this keyboard sounds, so cue the typing test.
All right, guys, so let's talk software with the RT98. Now, currently, the best way to control this keyboard is via. It's an online utility that allows you to customize a lot of different keyboards, and we see it a lot from different brands. But the one problem I do have right now is this is an unreleased keyboard. So currently, Epomaker doesn't have the JSON file or the JSON file. That is the configuration file to be able to upload to VIA to get more control than you get out of the box. So I am working with Epomaker to get this file sent to me so I can show you guys some B-roll right here of what everything looks like when you can customize the software with that file. And when you guys buy this keyboard yourself, you'll have easy access to it. But since I'm using a pre-release version, that is the reason why I can't right now. But if we hit authorized device, you can still see the Epomaker RT98 right here. We're gonna hit connect, and you can see some basic stuff about the keyboard. So you can do some key testing, make sure everything works all right, but you can't do any like RGB customization or anything via this software right now because I don't have that file. So just wanna show you that this is a thing, and hopefully I can show you on screen here some B-roll of what it looks like when you have that file. But the one thing I can do is use the LCD screen tool customization right now, which is just an online piece of software. We're gonna authorize the screen. Then all you have to do is upload whatever GIF you want. So for me, I'm gonna go to click upload GIF. I downloaded this retro GIF. We're gonna hit download to device. It is currently downloading to the keyboard currently. Once it's done, I'll be able to lift it up and show you guys. It is currently plugged in. It is important to have it plugged up via the USB cable to make this process easier. So it's currently downloading to the keyboard and saving to the keyboard. So then once I do switch back to the dongle, it'll be on there. So we're gonna go ahead and unplug the keyboard, switch to the USB dongle. And as you guys can see, there's our GIF. There it is. It is now on the little screen. Again, this is all pre-release right now, so there will be more customization options you can do. And if you go to Epomaker's website, you can see a full list of everything you can do with this keyboard. But this is the one that is ready and available right now, and it's super simple to set up. So software-wise, again, work in progress. You will see the software on the finalized version when it does come out, but this is looking really cool. And it's a fun, cool take on a retro-style keyboard with a bit of a modern touch. So let's go ahead and bring Jackson back in here and wrap this video up.
So after swapping some parts around using the modular feature of our Epomaker keyboard, going through a typing test, going through the software, we can say this is a pretty cool and unique keyboard. There's not really many other keyboards on the market that are doing anything like this. The little screen display is super cool. I like the vintage retro style. The only real complaint about the keyboard we had was it's a little bit of work to swap over your number pad. Now, it's not impossible. If you guys just follow the video, it only takes a few minutes, but it would be cool if in the future if they made a version that was like magnetic where you could just go boop and just swap it on the fly.
And that would be a really sick version from Epomaker, but all in all, if you're somebody who likes retro styles, maybe wants a slight modern twist on a gaming keyboard with a lot of cool features to match maybe a sleeper PC you might have, this most certainly would be a perfect keyboard for you. And you can learn more about this keyboard by checking the links in the description down below. They will be affiliate links and they will help us out. And keep in mind, this keyboard will be released officially on March 25th, and that link down below will give you more info on availability. Shout out again to Epomaker for sponsoring this video, and let us know in the comments what you think of this board.
So make sure you guys subscribe if you want to see some more full-size keyboard content. Yeah, we're watching. If we get enough subscribers, we'll do more of these. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you check out our other two YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/ToastyBros. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
See you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.
Now we got a ton of keyboards up at PCBros.tech. We got TKL, we got 60%, we got full size, we got a little bit of everything up there.
If you guys didn't know, our PC shop has a store you can walk into in Louisville, Kentucky. You can buy PCs, you can buy peripherals, you can buy monitors, you can buy well, those are basically the same thing. But you can buy 7 PC Bros, and you can actually buy disc golf stuff. If you're into disc golf, come to PC Bros today. You just go Toasty Bros on checkout. You will save 3% of your next purchase. See you guys later. Bye-bye.